Hello everybody. Hi Lena, hi Leanne, hi Fran, hi Chris, hi Francis. I posted in the video description the links to the tutorials I did last year on how to make the elements of the cane. I'm going to post them one more time in the live chat. Now, the thing is that for the eyes and for other various decorations of the skull, hi Tina and Jeanette, Donna and the other Donna, and Justin. Hey, Justin's here. I don't know if you saw Justin's on Instagram, and he makes some absolutely gorgeous pieces. Okay, so the idea is that you can use for decorations on the skull any kind of flowers, as long as they are, let me actually get this a little bit darker because the white doesn't show very well. Hi Ellen, hi Robin. Give me just a minute. Is it too dark for you? Oh yeah, no wonder it's too dark. There we go. We should be better now, because the white was not showing good. Hi Janice. So you can use for the decorations of the skull pretty much any, okay, I forgot to get my mouth closed. Pretty much any flowers, as long as they are wrapped in white, or they have, or in another color, not in translucent. You cannot use for this translucent. Hi Susan. For the eyes though, you will need your flowers to be wrapped in black, but otherwise you can use all kinds of other flower canes that you have, you know. Hi Elaine. For as I said, as long as they are not like, see, I made here a small, it didn't come up too good because the differences of colors weren't too great. I just used some leftovers, one of those rose canes. Hi Christy, hi MGM. So I also made some little small decorations, but I don't think we're gonna use that because I'm going to show you how to make them real quick differently. So what I have also from last year, when I was making all kinds of flowers, and I've been getting ready to finish the tutorial, and then all kinds of stuff happened and I couldn't. As you can see, they are pretty much Skinner blends that are more or less wrapped, and I also have one that's unwrapped, but we can make elements with them to decorate the sugar skull. Now, I made last year a set of noses, and you can make these with any kind of colors. And you can, if you remember, I made two kinds. I made one that looks like an upside down heart, and one that's got the two nostrils of the skull separated, and then we have the teeth. Now what you need to know is that when I made these last year, I made them double, because for some people, me personally, when I do a sugar skull cane, I go by half, you know, but I can see the whole design in my mind. Another reason why you might not want to go by half is if you don't, if you're not sure if your decorations will look good. And why is that? Because most of the time, sugar skulls have all kinds of decorations. Hold on, let me turn to All right, let me switch to display. Okay, so as you can see, if you're not very comfortable, very accustomed to the skulls, they have all kinds of decorations. Most of the time you'll have a flower right here in the middle. Maybe I should try and get myself a little long thingy to show with it. I don't know, see, like here. And no, you don't see it because you see only the display. I hope you can see my cursor. And then you will have all kinds of little leaves and little pretty spirals and all kinds of things. Now, if you don't know what's the thing with the sugar skulls, the sugar skulls are for the Dias de los Muertos, which is a Mexican tradition. It's pretty much in the same day that All Hallows Eve is. And in this tradition, as the same way as in the ancient pagan traditions, not just in Europe, in other cultures, and on other continents, death is not something to mourn. It's something to celebrate. So in the Mexican culture, the Dia de los Muertos is the day in which ancestors are celebrated, and there's all kinds of sweets put out and all kinds of flowers and candles and dance and merriment. Hi, Christy. I already said hi, Christy. Sorry. Hi, Martha. I'm very, very happy. Hi, Kimba. Bonsoir, Estelle. Bonsoir, Nelly. Hola, Laura. Now, Laura is very knowledgeable, I presume, about the Dia de los Muertos. But we are going to try, and what I try to do with this sugar skull cane, I try to make it it's a complicated cane, but I tried to make it not super complicated, so even people who are not super experienced in polymer clay can make them. And if you have watched the previous tutorials I made last year, one was with the teeth and the nose, and the other one was with the flowers, and the flowers were super simple. You can just use the simplest flower possible. You don't have to use something super complicated. The whole idea is that you must use happy colors. Use blues, use pinks, we use reds, use yellows. They all have to be very happy colors. Now, let me show you real quick how to do something with like a leaf spiral, because that I didn't show before, and we are going to make it really quick. So I showed before, and I don't think I have to repeat. This is just simply a folded Skinner blend, and after you fold it, it would be square, right? You just simply start pressing on the corners until you make it round. And hi, Bethany. And of course I'm going to reduce it. Now, talking about, because some of you might have had already made the other canes last year, and now you'll have to warm them up for this. And this is why I left one set of teeth and one set of the nose unwarmed up, so that I can show you how you warm up an old cane. Because if the cane is old, it doesn't really matter how well you store it. Hi, Bethany. Sooner or later it will start cracking, and it will start not be good. And one of the major rules of putting together a cane is that everything has to be at the same level of warmth. So while I'm talking, you see that what I'm doing, I'm simply pressing here, going up and down and then rotating a little bit. These are, as I said, these were made last year, and I didn't touch them until this year, when I realized that if I was going to wait... What? Make a report about what? You probably clicked on something, Bethany. Hugs back. Your main issue will be warming up the center of the cane. And I talked about this yesterday in the monthly live, in the questions and answers part of it, because honestly speaking, especially when you have round canes or other shape canes than square, it's going to be a little bit harder to move the stuff in the middle. But as you can see, I've been pressing and gently turning. But what you need to do from time to time, this, because that's going to move the clay that's in the interior. Because remember, as I said yesterday, polymer clay is a plastisol, and it becomes flexible and movable only when it is moved practically. So you need from time to time to make sure that the inside of it is moving as well. For me, most of the time I move the inside more than the wrapping. Okay, this should be good to create the... Hello. Connor's paying a visit. I know. He's so delicate all the time. Okay, I want to bring it to 2 inches long. I know. He's trying to get in my lap. I'm working with clay. Yes. Let me show you. There you go. What? He wants attention. I told you, Connor always has a something for polymer clay. I don't know what. He's stealing my beads. He loves to get up on the... If I forget the door to this room open during the night, I have to clean cat hair from the table for sure. Okay, now I'm going to make it into a leaf. And I'm going to keep the... And I'm not going to even bother with veining or anything. Just the shape is going to suggest the leaf. I'm simply pinching on both of the sides of the Skinner blend. And I am putting one side towards the tile, and I press a little bit on the other side, and then I'm going to switch and do... So one part is the tile, one part is my... C'est un monsieur, Nelly. Il n'est pas une fille. Tout le monde croit qu'il est une fille. Parce qu'il est si joli, mais il n'est pas. Nelly said that Connor is very pretty, but French has, you know, more gender things, so she actually said that she is very pretty, and I told Nelly that he's a gentleman. He's not a girl, even if everybody thinks he's a girl, because he's too pretty. All right, so I have pretty much 2 leaves, and I think I forgot to bring the black. Yes, I did. Just a second. I have to open a new, a new brick, because the one that I had in the 1 pound is very, very soft. Needs a lot of leaching to work in a cane. Okay. I hope this one is not as soft as the other one. And I don't need a lot of it. So, first of all, I'm going to wipe this, because whenever you work with black and other colors, you might not realize that your tile actually gets a little bit of coloring on it. So, let's cut 1 inch wide piece. So this is on the thickest setting. You don't need a lot of it, because we are going to make the base. For making one of those nice curlicues, how do you call them, for decorating. Okay, and now I'm going to get some white. Again, in 1 inch, because that's the height. Let me get several 1 inches. Yeah, last year when I started working on this, yeah, they like to chew. When I started working on this, I had a big package of white, and as I worked and then I ordered some more white, and unfortunately the new white that I ordered was one of those super flat, super soft, the ones that are squishy, and they, you know, they are not good at all for caning. So practically I'm going to put, so let's have 1 inch here, so it's going to be one of the leaves like this, and one of the leaves like this here, and in the middle the black. So I only need, practically, I'm going to cut a little bit more than 1 inch of black. And then I'm going to surround it with white. I was a little worried about today because we are supposed to have thunderstorms after 1 o'clock. So I was a bit worried. Now I'm going to place one leaf here, and I'm going to place one leaf here. And everything has to be made in a square of white. Hi again, Lena. I saw you were here earlier. So in order to put white in between here, I'm going to cut it at a diagonal. So I'm cutting like this. And I'm going to place one here. And then I'm going to place one on the other side, but a little bit longer. So let me see, about this long. And now we can get the proper position of the leaves. Of course, you can use any other colors. I just happen to have these ones in green and yellow. But I want this leaf to go a little bit rounded up like this. So see, I'm gently moving it around. And it's going to be like this. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So it goes like this. Again, it's like a little S. And now again, more filling of white. So this one goes here. I might have to cut more of it out. Yeah, I did cut it a little bit too long. Remember, it's better to put too much and then have to cut it when you want to get a perfect shape of something than not to have enough. Hi, Bennett. Yeah, I think that there is some, there was something that passed through Oklahoma quite fast. It was kind of like central and northern, and it was going real quick to the east, so I thought that that not might take long before it gets towards the east coast. And always remember to check the other side too, to make sure that you did a good. Okay, see here I didn't put enough. That's fine, I can put another piece, because once I start reducing, it's going to come together just fine. Thank you, Bennett. And let's make sure that these are together. Now, as you can see on this one, it's going to be going the other way. So it's going to go like this. And the same for the other leaf. It's going to be a lot of cutting a diagonal. I got questions of what do you do with the cane, with the sugar skull cane. Well, you can do all kinds of things. You can make beads, You can make pendants, you can make earrings, and especially when it comes to cane earrings, that's the best thing to go for if you're vending at a venue, and especially if you're vending at a venue before Halloween or Dia de los Muertos. If you have canes, you can go ahead and within 2 hours make 30 pairs of earrings. You know, it goes just so fast when you have a cane. And see, I keep putting these cut on a diagonal so they would fit well in the leaf. Until I fill up and I make a square. Okay, and I need one more here and one more here. And then it will be just straight. And again, one diagonal. That's going to go on the other side. And now we go straight. If you want, you can put another white here, but I think that I should be just fine. And now I'm going to consolidate it real good and then make sure that my ends here are nice and straight. So let me see, I'm taking this here and then I'm gonna go. Remember what I said yesterday, focus on one end, don't focus on both. Focus on one and your brain is going to take over. I think I need a sharper blade. I might need the cane blade. Yep. Hi Colleen, hi Sonia. Now let's do the same on this one. And now all we need to do is to reduce this. And then I'll show you what we do with this. Okay, and I think it's time to take out the square pairs. I did last year, I did a live on how to make a sugar skull pendant using just, okay, where's one? Using just regular flower canes on white. So you might want to look in on my channel, in my playlists tab. I have put together all the Halloween tutorials, because I know I made quite a bit of stuff. We made cute kawaii ghost earrings and kawaii bat earrings, and then bat wings earrings. This one I'm gonna have to cut it in half to get it reduced properly to the size I want. It's okay, it's not a problem if you're late or not, because you can always watch after it's over. You know, I save the lives. Now at this point, you see how I have some areas that want to come out. I'm going to actually cut them off, because sometimes they might displace the rest of the cane. So at this point I'm going to cut them off. See what happens here because of that. And I don't need that to happen. Hi, Norma Jean. I guess we have some pollen outside, because I can feel allergies. Yeah, I'm a little bit zombie today, because I woke up like 4 times last night because of shoulder pain. I cannot wait to see that orthopedist to figure out what's going on with my shoulder. Здравствуйте, Natalia. I forgot how to speak Russian. I do understand it though, and I know how to write and read. But it's been... I only studied Russian for 4 years in... no, not 4, 2 years in senior high, the first 2 years. Why? I think it's fascinating watching anybody make canes. Canes are always fascinating. Okay, now I'm gonna cut it. What did I do with my... There it is. So... Yeah, I think it's ragweed outside. That's what I think, it's outside too. How this one is starting to distort the whole cane. And there we go. Let me get the smallest ones. Now see, if I would have tried to do that move with my left arm, I would have screamed. This I might have to cut in two as well to get it to the proper dimension. Yeah, it is not good. Allergies are not fun. Oops, not good. I did a boo-boo. I pulled too hard. That's what happens when you're in a hurry. Hold on a second. I forced the cane and that's not a good thing. And you want to go quite small with them because, and you want them to be at least, when you do the small cane, you want it to be at least 4 inches in length. Now see, it breaks here. I'm gonna have to break it and then make each of these 2 inches. I told you, when I make canes for myself and for tutorials and stuff, I wait when I feel that the cane is getting soft. I let it sit and start again, or I would put it in the fridge. But most of the time I just let it sit. Okay, pretty much 2. Let's go for this one too. Now here, when it is very small, you have to be very careful to push here, because the tendency will be to push only towards the top of the square pairs, and that will give you a trapezoid cane, not a square one. And also make sure that it's all on the tile. Now let's cut 4 inches of this. So I'm going to reduce this to 2 inches. So I can have one that is long enough to make a cheek. Yeah, I forgot a lot of French. Not a lot of opportunities to speak it here, you know. I need to make it a little bit over 2 inches because of the distorted ends. And now we have a full line that we can spiral in the skull. Now let's create a skull. Okay, so I said I left one of the teeth to be, and it's going to be pretty big. That's why I'm trying to make all the elements a little bit smaller, so it wouldn't be like 5 inches by 5 inches. So the same as you saw me doing with the Skinner blend. You see, I am gently pressing and pressing and pressing. I cannot really use the square pairs properly here because, and remember, pull on the edges, because this is not a square cane, it's a rectangular cane. One thing that may help you is an acrylic block. But I want to not go super big. Okay, so pretty much 1 inch. I'm going to go for 1 inch. That's a comfortable thickness of a cane, height of a cane that I can reduce. So theoretically, if these are this big, the eyes should be about like this. This cat, let's do this one a little bit more. So see, exactly like I did with the other one, I'm going from the middle towards the ends. So I move, see how the clay moves, including the inside. And then I switch. And then again, move it a little bit like this. And you will feel with your fingers where you still have spots that are hard. Well, I'm sorry, I shut up all of a sudden. So we'll need 2 pieces of 1 inch of this, right? And it will have to be about the size of the diameter of it should be about the size of the width of the teeth. Okay, so now we have the teeth and the eyes, and we need a smaller nose, right? Because this one is way too big. I'm not pressing too hard here. I'm just pressing enough to warm up the clay. And then remember, when you are doing a triangular, you only press here down. You don't want to press on the sides. And the side of the nose should be a little bit smaller than the width of the teeth. Sorry, I'm moving the table and the camera is on the table, so. See how the edges got warmer before the middle. Okay, let's see where we are. Still needs to go a little bit smaller. Even smaller. You get the concave sides. It's going to look like this. It's even very hard to maintain that when you're going very small, just because of the size of your fingers. I wish there were square pairs for triangular canes. If that is even possible. I don't think so. that we are gonna, yes, so 1 inch. Now, what I'm going to do, you're going to say that I'm crazy, but what I'm going to do is to, okay, this got a little bit too tall, not wide enough. So we are getting there. Now you're going to call me crazy, but I'm going to make this a little bit even thinner. Because at this point I need 2 of them. Hey, sorry. Yeah, try pairs. And round pairs. I'm sure that, I don't know, within 10 years you'll see all kinds of machinery that will save us all the trouble. Hi, Robbie. It's okay. No worries. No, this one got too long. Alrighty, then what I'm going to use as decorations on the let me see, maybe this looks good, the flower in the middle, you know. And no worries, this one is a little bit warmed up because I did warm up some of them before we started. You know what, I wish I wouldn't have been born until they invent the stuff that you think of a work of art and you can materialize it, you know. I said I wish I could take photos of what I'm thinking. Okay. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see the blade again. And then we will do one flower on the sides of the skull. And this is not going to be very big. Not as small as the one in the center though. Now you have to think that it would imply having 3 moving parts. So every time you turn and you press and you turn again, you free one and you press the other 2 together. It's quite, I don't know how it could be done. It would involve moving parts, definitely. Okay, so for the decoration flowers of the sides, I'm going to cut 1 inch, but then I'm going to cut it in 2, and I want to keep the petals, 3 petals on each side. So I'm going to make sure that my line of cut here is on the line here on the, so you see it's got a little bit twisted because I want to make sure that it's going to go through the whole cane the same. There we go. It didn't go perfectly, but oh well, it's gonna work. Okay, then next thing next, what did I do with the other piece of white? There you go. I am going to get some black and I'm going to pass it through the machine on a medium thin, and I'm going to do the same thing with the white. It got a little bit messed up, but I'm going to... Where's my blade? Here's my blade. Okay. It is a little bit less than 2 inches, but it's okay because it's going to, as I'm working it, it's going to get a little bit longer. So I'm good. And I need the second white. Let me first place the black over the white, because I'm gonna sandwich the black in the white. But I want the black to be relatively thin. And let's get some white. I mixed some of the cane in it. I'm an idiot. And this we will make little spirals with. I'm going to have a ton of white. Yeah, I thought about buying a 3D printer, about buying a laser engraver. I'm like, I barely have time to breathe because of this stupid fatigue. If I'll ever start feeling better, I'll get some. Right now I'm still in the exceptionally frustrating trying to catch up with stuff thing, so. Okay, and now I'm going to need a whole bunch of white. Let me get back on the thicker setting. One thing is for sure, you need a ton of white for this cane. I'm just telling you. And it is a ton. So all you need at this point is to make a lot of 1-inch strips, because we are starting to populate the cane. And let's see. We will need this to be first wrapped in white, the teeth. Let's see if we need more white between the teeth and the nose. No, it looks like it's enough. So place the nose on top of the teeth. Here. So I'm trying to keep the tip of the nose more or less straight. Now let's create one spiral . How long was this? 4, right? 4. So one spiral, and I'm stopping it at 1 inch, and then I cut this at 2 inches, and now I'm starting the other spiral, and I'm going to stop it at 1 inch. This will go above the eyes. And the other one will form the cheeks. Now let's wrap the eyes in white so we can have an approximate idea of where the spirals go. And so what else is everybody doing for Halloween? I'm trying to remember which of the ladies posted the Wicked Witch legs earrings. Oh my god, those were so adorable. No, not really. But I do make canes following drawings. Yeah, most of the time watercolors. If you remember the last rose cane tutorial I posted, that was from a photo actually. But most of the time I look at watercolors. Sometimes vector art, but most of the time it's watercolors. Okay, next eye. There we go. We have a skull looking like thing already. Let me turn this upside down because it's better seeing this on this side. No, not these. I'm going to place, first of all I need to cover these spots here. So I'm going again to go diagonal. It doesn't need a lot. Again diagonal and a little bit. So and you always must make sure that you check front and back of the cane to make sure that you got stuff where it should be. Okay, let's get two little things here in the corners here with the eyes and the nose. And yes, you need to put stuff in the corners here because otherwise when you start consolidating the cane, it's going to distort the eyes. Okay, now I need a little bit more white here before placing the cheek, so I'm going to get it up to the edge of the eye, and the same on the other side. Now let's use the flowers to underline the cheek of the skull. Oh my god, the skeleton unicorn is going to be quite a feat. So see, place the, well, I placed it wrong. I wanted to place it with the leaves going up. So place the leaves line here. Let's place the other one. So the leaves going upwards. Now we are going to place these like this here. So you can see that I need to insert quite a bit of white here. So first of all, I need white in the middle here, starting with between the eyes. And diagonal. And diagonal here. Oops. Stand up. I didn't cut one. So that this can sit here and here. And now we can round up this and do the same on this side. I need more white again. Okay, 1 inch. Hold on, I lost the glow in the dark. What's with the glow in the dark? Sally's cute. You did the witch legs, Ellen. Yeah, I know that I forgot who did them, but I know that I saw them and they were so absolutely fabulous. Okay, we need to put a little bit of triangle here. Because see, we have this little spot here. So we need to fill it up. And then I'm going to do a half wrap, actually more like a, not even a half, but a almost wrap, if you want, about this big. No, this needs to be smaller. Darn it. It needs to be smaller, much smaller. Yeah, I hope to be able to post enough Halloween stuff before Halloween, but I got so much stuff to catch up on. The dream last year was that I would have all this stuff for Halloween done in July, you know. You're welcome, Bennett. Okay, let's see at this size if it works better. No, I guess I'm going to place it right here. And then we'll fill up here. Okay, now time for the, so see, you start from the middle of the, actually you can start even from here, but place the spiral right under the, where the chin would be. And here you don't really need a lot of stuff. I still need a little bit of white. But the thing is that I'm going to be very honest with you, I cannot reduce this now. It is super warm, and if I try to reduce it, it's going to get fully distorted, and I don't want that to happen. But you can already figure out how it's going to look. I need to put more white here. Hold on, let me get another piece of white. You could be boyfriends, best friends. Best friends or boyfriend? You want him for your boyfriend? Okay, thank you, Laura. And again, you can, it can be made way more complicated, but what I've been trying was to make it so that even a beginner can make one without feeling too intimidated. So remember, you always keep the 1 inch in mind. That would be the height. Even if I personally can reduce stuff that's only 1/4 of an inch tall, most people are comfortable with 1 inch and more. Okay, this is too long. I'm going to try to get it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to place here a little bit more, because I want to make it just a pinch rounder so it would be easier to reduce. I made too much of the black between white. Let's see. And this should work. I'm going to try to reduce it a little bit, consolidate it more like it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can physically cut Justin. It's a little bit too big for me to be able to press properly. I have issues if I would have to cut this much, that big of a cane. This part is going to push out because it's the freshest. I'm going to try and reduce it to the point that I can cut a slice, but I don't promise. But for just a brooch, I would go with the live I had last year with the sugar skull. Let me try cutting with the big thin blade. Let me see if I can better, because that one is too small. Almost. It's not perfectly cut here, but I don't dare to cut more because I'm just ruining cane slice. And once you, the thing is that I made it like this so it can be reduced properly. But once you're done, when you cut the slice, how can I show it? After you cut the slice, you do this, because otherwise it's very hard to reduce it with this shape, you know. But reduce it round, and when you get to the proper size that you want, yes, you can cool it in the ice box. I generally just leave it in the fridge, not in, I don't put it in the freezer. But pretty much that's what you're looking at. And it's the elements are easy to put together. You saw that otherwise all you need to do is to simply fill up, and that's it. It's not a complicated sugar skull cane. It's pretty much, maybe not a pure beginner level, but not advanced level either. So you shouldn't have problems trying to make one. Yeah. No boys allowed. Okay, so this is pretty much it. You can see that it wasn't that big of a deal. I showed you how to reduce these, and you can try all kinds of variants. You can even try one of the neatest things to do the eyes, like you take cylinder Skinner blend, you know, one with the middle of another color, if you want to make it even cooler than this. And then you reduce one of the flower canes, a simple flower cane, enough to put it around the eyes. Or another thing that you can do is simple cylinders that you cut in half and you put them around the eye. Use this as an eye, put it around the eye, and then put triangles between the cylinders, if that makes sense to you, kind of like what I did here. But instead of a flower in the middle, make just a simple Skinner blend. So this is it. I'll try, once it cools off, I will try and reduce it. So you can see, and one really neat thing and easy thing that you can make is just make it about this size and then cut slices and simply bake them flat, and then simply make like a little coin necklace with them, and that should be fine. Okay, I'm going to go lay down because my back is killing me. I think that the rains must be coming. Let me see. No, but the radar went, the whatchamacallit, the barometer went down. Hold on, let me see. I don't know. No, we have just a slight chance. Anyway, my back is hurting. And you can also make beads with them. You can just cover half of the bead on one side and half of the bead on the other side. So I hope that you won't have problems making it. And hopefully for next year I'll have time to make a complicated sugar skull cane, because that's going to be, and hopefully I'll have time to make enough sugar skull canes that you can find in the store. I just keep hoping that I'll get better. Okay, so next Sunday, if I don't manage to do it in the meanwhile, we'll finish the survivor / angel cancer ribbon thing, and I'll show you how to make it the easy way, again using some some molds. Okay, thank you so much, and I shall see you. Don't forget to join Days Playground, my group on Facebook. I'm going to link it again in the chat. And don't forget to follow my Facebook page, because remember, a lot of times I would jump there on a live, or I would show stuff, because it's much easier than doing the whole YouTube thing. I can just jump there and show various things. And also I post more often on the Facebook page about what I am working on and things. Alrighty, I'm going to lay down. Thank you for being here with me, and I shall see you, if nothing happens before, I shall see you next Sunday. Happy claying.